And howdy everybody, and thanks so much for tuning into today's video. Today we're going to be covering the error message, which is updates were rejected because the tip of your current branch is behind. So there's a lot of different ways to solve this, but I think the best way to go about this is to first take a step back, understand the fundamentals of the problem that GitHub is trying to solve. And once we get that, we're going to cover the best practice in order to avoid this problem to begin with. All right, so let's take a simple example, right? And by the way, in order to just help you calm down, I want you to just visualize a tree, okay? And the reason why we're visualizing a tree is because the best practice in order to avoid this problem is by actually using Git's built-in feature branch system. All right, what that means is there's a tree, and for every new feature, we're going to create a new branch, and then we work like that. So let's take a specific example, just as simple as it gets. What's the problem Git is trying to solve? It's a version control system for cases where a code base might be located on more than one machine. All right, so in the very simplest example, let's say you're a developer, you've got an app, you're running the code base on 3 different places. Place number 1, your local machine. Place number 2 is the GitHub server, and place number 3 is your production server. All right, so your code base is sitting on all these 3 places. Sometimes you're making changes. If this is the regular flow, you first make a change on your local machine, you push it to the GitHub server, and then you push it to the production server. If you don't do it in that order, a lot of times things can go wrong, and I'm going to give you a really quick example of how things can go wrong. Let's say I'm on my GitHub server, right? And I commit something over here. Oh, crap. 1 second. Looks like something happened with the internet. Let's just fix the internet first. Ah, crap. Internet went out. 1 sec, guys. Alrighty, and the internet is back. So I'm in my big repo over here, right? And I'm changing something on my GitHub server over here. Fine, I'm good. I just deleted 2 lines, and I'm going to do commit the changes over here. And boom, everything has been committed. Let's go into my local machine over here. So I have my terminal here, and I want to make a change. The first question to ask on your terminal, right? If I run git branch, I want to see which branch I'm on right now. Okay, fine. I'm on global exploration branch. You know what? The first thing I need to do is I need to go into my master, right? So I'm going to do git checkout master, right? Just for the sake of simplicity. Okay. I'm on my git checkout master, and I'm going to make a change on my local machine also to the README file. Okay, README. Let's see what it looks like. You see over here there's a space. I'm going to make this into an H2 over here. Okay, so boom. All right, and I'm going to do save it, and I go back in here and I do git add all. What did I do? Git commit -m H2. Okay, and let's see what happens when I try to push it. Git push origin master. All right. Have a look at this. Okay, awesome. What does it tell me? It tells me, you know what? Let's just take it in here. That way we can actually see what's happening there. All right. It failed to push some refs. Okay, updates were rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository pushing to the same ref. You may want to first integrate the remote changes hint git pull. All right, so usually the simplest solution to this is just what GitHub tells us. And then it says over here, see note about fast forwards and git push help. Okay, you can spend an hour researching what git fast forward is and all that other stuff, but you could also just do a simple git pull here. All right, so let's actually take that advice. I'm going to do git pull origin master. All right. All right, cool. And it looks like everything got pulled in there. I just want to go into my README to see what happened here. Oh, schnikes. Okay, have a look at what Git does now. Now it's giving me this weird little thing here where it says the head has an H2 But there's another version. There's two versions of over here that are conflicting, and Git doesn't know what to do. It wants you, the developer, to make the decision. So what do I actually want to do here? Okay, tribe social. Yeah, I'll just keep it as an H1, and I got to remove all this other stuff. Okay, and yeah, you definitely don't want those weird arrows going into your production server, right? So that's why it's best to make sure you're following the best practices. All right. And here we are. We're going to do again git add all, git commit back to H1, okay, H1, and git push origin master. All right? Cool. Now, once I do git push origin master, everything is all good. And yeah, and it pretty much fixes the issue. We can actually have a look at our live repository over here. I'm going to go back in here. And boom, I should see that update readme.md. Let me reload here. Okay, I should see that message over here. Let's see, did I push it? Git push origin master into social king, resolving differences. Okay, I guess it was supposed to show up here, but whatever. Not sure why it didn't show up. Let me go into my commits here. There's my H1, committed 1 minute ago. Where was it committed to? Let's actually click into it. And yeah, this is pretty much how you debug it. This is an old one. Tribe social, format quotes. That's good. Schneikes, always happy to hear from the community. That was deleted. Create new post, shop and shop. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you kind of get the idea over here. Okay. 3 change files with 10 additions. You understand? What we're looking at right now is pretty much a much better way to start thinking about resolving these conflicts. Meaning if we have our code base on 3 different machines, we don't want to start thinking about, right, to get to that place of debugging our code when we're on our production server, right? Once we get to our production server, all the code should actually be, all the conflicts should be taken care of on the local machine, your own local machine, and the GitHub server, right? And it's the same thing if you have 2 or 3 people working on the same app. All the conflicts should hopefully arise over here and over here on your local machine and the GitHub server. You guys work it out, push everything up to the GitHub server, right? Follow the best practices, and try to take care of it over here within GitHub's admin GUI. Now, by the way, if you want to try to avoid this issue to begin with, you notice that when I did a git pull, nasty stuff came in here, right? There was all that arrow. So that's actually not the best practice, all right? The best practice is actually something like this. And I'm actually going to give you a real example over here. We're going to go for the full flow. Let's say I've got some CSS over here. All right, here's some CSS that I want to add as a default. So I want to take this CSS and I'm gonna actually create a new branch before I start working on this new feature. All right, so let's do a git checkout -b. All right, first you always want to start off going into git master, git branch, right? Go into your master and you do a git pull origin master. Ooh, okay. Git pull origin master. Okay, cool. And it tells me everything is up to date with the master branch. So that's great. Then I actually go ahead and open up a new branch that I can start working on, right? And my other 2 friends might have their own branches that they're working on as well. But for this example, git checkout, I'm going to call it default CSS. All right? All right, cool. It's switched to a new branch right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this code and add it into the repository. So hold on a second. Alrighty, guys, I have completed adding all of the necessary code onto my local machine, right? And at this point, I want to actually go to the next stage in the process, which is push it to my GitHub server on my new branch, all right? So if you recall, I run git branch over here. and I'm on a default CSS branch, which is a very descriptive name for describing this new feature set. And I'm going to do a git add all. I'm going to do git commit -m, and I'm going to do some new default CSS. And this is always helpful just for yourself and for the rest of your team, okay, or even for future you. And git push origin default CSS. All right. This is a video with all the most important flow, the most important commands to help you be clean over here. All right, cool. And Git says everything is all good, and it's even being helpful for me. It says create a pull request for default CSS on GitHub by visiting the URL and pulling it into your master branch. So that's pretty much all that means. I go into my homepage over here, and of course I'm going to get this little notification on top. It says, okay, you can compare and pull the request into your master branch. I'm going to go into my master branch, fine. And over here it's showing me exactly what was changed over here. So that's also very helpful. All right, fine. Let's say I actually review it. That's good. I just did that now. Create the pull request. Only one file has been changed here. So that's good. All right, I pull it in. By the way, I'm also using the tree in order to follow the best practices, okay? And I can have a look at the details over here. It'll sync to bring up the latest updates and so on. All right, and yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much all there is to it. For larger development teams that want to use the tree, this is where the tree will help you enforce those good policies over here. And for this example, I just want to show you guys how we merge it and pull it into the master branch. I'm going to do confirm merge. Okay, it's asking in this way. All right, GitHub is asking me a couple of times, are you sure this is the version you want to pull into your master? Are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, yes, I know what I'm doing. I have it over here. I just pulled it in here. And then when I go back into my main thing over here, it says, you know, I should be able to see over here all the different changes that were made over here to the default CSS. And it says over here, and it tells me where was the most recent change for every folder. So in the admin front end folder is some new default CSS, which was made 2 minutes ago. All right, and that's now on my master branch over here. So that's very good. All right, but so now that we have some new default CSS pushed onto our GitHub server over here into the master branch, then we can finally go into our production server and actually pull that in. So let's go ahead and open up our production server over here and pull the changes in directly from the master over here. Let's see, is it open somewhere? Office, other, Snowflake. Where'd Snowflake go? Ah, there's Snowflake. All right, so we go into Snowflake here. We say you go into a new connection over here, fine, connect it, connect to it. And here's Snowflake, okay. Pretty good manager for production code. I go into the terminal over here. I do cd Shopify community app. I do a git branch. I want to see which branch I'm on. Okay, cool, I'm on my master branch. I do git pull origin master. It's pulled it all in. I go into the admin front end here, and I just use PM2 to restart the server. I need to do sudo npm run build and whatever, just because it's a Next.js app and all. All right, guys, now everything has been rebuilt. So I do PM2 list, one sec. I think PM2 restart server. And boom, that's all there is to it. All right, guys, so everything has been done. PM2 restart server. I'm going to X out of this. I can see over here, did I do everything correctly? Yes, I pulled everything from the GitHub server on the git pull origin master. I restarted my server. Everything is all good on my admin front end over here. And yeah, and that's how you make changes. That's actually the best flow, in my opinion, to actually avoid this error of updates were rejected because the tip of your current branch is behind. Now, if you go ahead and Google this error, you're going to see a lot of different opinions. Some people are going to say, oh, you should use the git rebase feature. Oh, you should reset hard. Or you should git push just force push all your changes to the origin master and completely delete all of your commit history. And yes, all those things are possible, but they're the de facto solution of when you're not following the right procedure. What that means is, right? If you're already stuck in the mud, just do this, and hopefully, here's a really complex solution when you mess up and people don't follow good procedures. What I did in this feature, in this video, is when I start working on my local machine, I want to do git checkout master. Okay, here, let's do it again. Let's say tomorrow I come back over here, and there's 2 other developers that are also working. And right, so this could get a lot more complex over here. I just gave you guys a simple example of one person working on one repo, which is located on 3 machines. Let's say there's another solution, another case where somebody else in India or somewhere is working on the same code base, and they do. Here's my work over here, and here's someone else's work, and here's the master in the middle. You could see how the stuff that's located on the GitHub server might be different than what's on my local machine. So if somebody's working on this app in India and they push some stuff into GitHub's master branch, that means when I log in tomorrow morning, here's what I need to do. I need to check which branch I'm on, git branch. And okay, I'm on the default CSS branch. Guess what? I got to go into git checkout master before anything. All right, now I'm on master, and I'm going to do a git pull origin master at the beginning of the day. All right? Cool. Oh, nice. Stuff happened on the master branch. Right. That was all the default CSS stuff and all the Indian changes. Everything came into master. Now that I've got master on my local machine, then I can go ahead and do git checkout. A spanking new feature, right? Spanking new feature. Okay, did not match. Oh, I need to do git checkout -b. Sorry, I need to open up a new branch for every new set of new features. It switched to a new branch. I do a git branch, and I see, yes, I'm working off of a new feature. Stuff goes good, and I'm pushing. I do git add, git commit, git push. Keep on pushing stuff into my own branch over here, right? Keep on pushing, keep on pushing. Okay, fine, there's enough value within this branch. Now it's time to go back into GitHub, and I'm gonna see that notification bar like we saw that says, hey, you've got a bunch of new features on this branch. What do you wanna do with it? Maybe you wanna pull all those features into your master branch, and then you continue the flow. And as long as you're doing all those things correctly, the GitHub server, right, or within the GitHub GUI, you should be able to merge all your conflicts, and when everything is all good in the hood, then you push it into your production server. All right, guys? So this is the best practices to avoid the mistake of updates were rejected. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and have an amazing day.